Datta, Jai Guru Datta, Sri Guru 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 Datta. Shri Ganeshaya Namaha, Shri Saraswatyai Namaha, Shri Padavallabha Narasimha Saraswati, Shri Guru Dattatreya Namaha, Shri Ganapati Satchidananda Sadgurubhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Guru Datta and welcome to Datta Arpanam with your hosts Rishi Nirvan Balru
and Ravita Singh. Jai Guru Datta, Swagatam, and thank you for tuning in to Datta Arpanam, a showcase of the life, music and teachings of His Holiness Paramapujya Dr. Shri 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 Ganapati Satchidananda Swamiji of Avadhuta Dattapitam in Mysuru. Today's show begins with the offering of pranams, gratitude and this invocation prayer at the sacred feet of beloved Sadguru Deva Pujya Shri Swamiji, as this show, possible only through His divine grace, is offered to him.
Shri Ganeshaya Namaha, Shri Saraswatyai Namaha, Shri Padavallabha Narasimha Saraswati, Shri Guru Dattatreya Namaha, Ganapati Guru Mekam Satchidananda Rupam, Vibhuddhanivahasevyam Yogamargadhirudham, Sharanamupagatanam Ati Sanghadivajram, Mama Hridaya Nivasam Bhakti Namro Namami. Once again, Swagatam, and thank you for tuning in to Datta Arpanam this morning. Today's show is being brought to you through the kind courtesy of Valini's Drug Mart Limited of 58 to 60 Sutton Street, San Fernando, Debe Supermart Limited of 182 SS Erin Road, Debe, Coquier Supermart Limited of 14 Naparima Miaro Road, San Fernando, and Samtran Insurance Brokers Limited of 1126 SS Erin Road, Debe, and 225 Southern Main Road, Warrenville, Cunupia.
Today on Datta Arpanam, there's a particularly special show in store for you, as this coming Wednesday is a very special day for Datta devotees worldwide. On Wednesday, December 7th, 2022, Datta Jayanti will be celebrated.
Bearing this in mind, today, in addition to continuing the study of Shatashloki Ramayanam here on Datta Arpanam, early Datta Jayanti celebrations will also take place. So you are all invited to please stay tuned in to today's show.
As has been mentioned previously on the show, Datta Arpanam is an interactive program. It is not intended to be a show to which you simply listen, but instead it should be a show which inspires you to also join in contemplation, in chanting and in singing. So please open the Bhajan Mala app or visit the Bhajan Mala website, enter Bhajan ID number 24 and join Paramapujya Shri Swamiji in singing today's first bhajan.
Shri Kara Dhikara Shri Ganapati Devara 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 Shri Ganapati Devara Shri Ganapati Devara Jaya Kara Lambodar Kavara Jaya Kara Lambodar Kavara Jaya Kara Lambodar Kavara Jaya Kara Lambodar Kavara Lambodar Kavara Lambodar Kavara Adi Vangyanayaka Ashalanni Tirchara Adi Vangyanayaka Ashalanni Tirchara Adi Vangyanayaka Ashalanni Tirchara Adi Vangyanayaka Ashalanni Tirchara ఆత్మలింగ సాధక అచల భక్తి నీయరా
ఆత్మలింగ
సాధక
అచల భక్తి నీయరా
శ్రీకర ధీకర
శ్రీ గణపతి దేవరా
శ్రీకర ధీకర
శ్రీ గణపతి దేవరా
భయకర జయకర
లంబోదర కావర భయహర జయకర
లంబోదర కావర తొలి పూజలు కైకొనరా తుది వరకు నడపరా
తొలి పూజలు గైకొనరా తుది వరకు నడపరా
తుది వరకు నడపరా
తుది వరకు నడపరా
సచ్చిదానంద గురువర మా తోడుగా నిలవరా సచ్చిదానంద
గురువరా మా తోడుగా నిలవరా
సచ్చిదానంద గురువర మా తోడుగా నిలవరా
సచ్చిదానంద గురువరా మా తోడుగా నిలవరా
మా తోడుగా నిలవరా
మా తోడుగా నిలవరా
శ్రీకర ధీకర శ్రీ గణపతి దేవరా
శ్రీకర శ్రీకర శ్రీ గణపతి దేవరా
భయకర జయకర లంబోదర్ కావర
భయహర జయకర లంబోదర కావర
భయకర జయకర లంబోదర్ కావర
భయహర జయకర లంబోదర కావర
ఆది వంద్య నాయక ఆశలన్నీ తీర్చరా
ఆది వంద్యనాయక ఆశలన్నీ తీర్చరా
ఆది వంద్య నాయక ఆశలన్నీ తీర్చరా
ఆది వంద్యనాయక ఆశలన్నీ తీర్చరా
ఆత్మలింగ సాధక అచల భక్తి నీయరా ఆత్మలింగ సాధక అచల భక్తి నీయరా శ్రీకర ధీకర శ్రీ గణపతి దేవరా
శ్రీకర శ్రీకర శ్రీ గణపతి దేవరా
శ్రీ గణపతి దేవరా
శ్రీ గణపతి దేవరా
తొలి పూజలు కైకొనరా తుది వరకు నడపరా
తొలి పూజలు గైకొనరా తుది వరకు నడపరా
తొలి పూజలు కైకొనరా తుది వరకు నడపరా
తొలి పూజలు గైకొనరా తుది వరకు నడపరా
సచ్చిదానంద గురువర మా తోడుగా నిలవరా
సచ్చిదానంద గురువరా మా తోడుగా నిలవరా
సచ్చిదానంద గురువర మా తోడుగా నిలవరా
సచ్చిదానంద గురువరా మా తోడుగా నిలవరా
శ్రీకర ధీకర శ్రీ గణపతి దేవ
శ్రీకర శ్రీకర శ్రీ గణపతి దేవరా
శ్రీ గణపతి దేవర శ్రీ గణపతి దేవర శ్రీ గణపతి దేవరా ఆ
That, listeners, was the voice of divinity, the voice of love, the voice of compassion, the voice of strength, the voice of selflessness. That was the voice of the present day Avadhuta of Lord Dattatreya, the voice of the namesake of Lord Ganapati, Paramapujya Shri 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 Ganapati Satchidananda Swamiji. You are listening to Datta Arpanam on 103.1 FM. Thank you for tuning in to today's show, which is coming to you thanks to the grace of Pujya Shri Swamiji and the sponsorship by his Seva Kartas, Samtran Insurance Brokers Limited, Debe Supermart Limited, Valini's Drug Mart Limited, and Kokie Supermart Limited.
On last week's show, through contemplation upon the 85th shloka of Shatashloki Ramayanam, you heard that following his victory in the war at Lanka and after rescuing Sita Devi, Lord Rama, who had outside of Lanka previously crowned Vibhishana the de facto king of Lanka, again crowned that righteous younger brother of Ravana the king of Lanka. Only this time it was official, and the coronation took place within Lanka. Now, let's hear what happened next as we join Pooja Appaji in chanting the 86th shloka of that abridged version of Srimad Ramayanam.
Please open the Bhajan Mala app or website once again. This time, enter Stotra ID number 2295, scroll down to Shloka 86 and chant along.
देवताभ्यो वरं प्राप्य समुत्थाप्य च वानरान् अयोध्यां प्रस्थितो रामः पुष्पकेण सौहृद्वृतः.
In this 86th shloka of Shatashloki Ramayanam, Valmiki Maharishi, who is poetically retelling the story told to him by his guru Narada Maharishi, says, Prapya, having obtained, Varam, a boon, Devatabhyo, from the Devatas, Ramaha, Rama, Samuttapyacha, revived, Vanaran, the Vanaras, meaning the Vanaras who had fallen in battle. Suhridritaha, accompanied by friends, Prastitu, he set out, Ayodhyam, for Ayodhya, Pushpakena, by Pushpaka, the aerial chariot.
Putting those individual words together now, we see that the 86th shloka of Shatashloki Ramayanam says that Rama, who received boons from the gods, sought that all the Vanaras who had given up their life in the battle should be brought back to life. Once this was accomplished, Rama, together with all his friends, boarded the aircraft Pushpaka Vimana and left for Ayodhya.
Listeners, only the literal translation of this shloka has been addressed thus far, and already three powerful lessons stand out. First of all, the shloka reminds us of a lesson taught by Sri Krishna in shloka 11 of chapter 3 of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, when the Lord said, Devan bhavayatanena te deva bhavayantu vaha parasparam bhavayantaha Shreyaf paramavapsyatha.
Through these words, Sri Krishna taught Arjuna that the gods are pleased when you make offerings to them. They in turn then bless with timely rains. Through mutual love and respect, both you and the gods prosper. After all, for crops to produce a yield, rain is essential.
So, what is the similarity between this Bhagavad Gita shloka and today's Ramayanam shloka? Well, both remind us of the importance of using our God-given gifts, our God-given lives to serve the Lord. Remember that Ravana and other demons had been disrupting the yajnas being performed by the sages. This means that food offerings to the gods were not taking place the way they should. By eradicating those demons, Rama paved the way for the sages to continue their yajnas and their offerings to the gods. The gods, in their infinite compassion, blessed Lord Rama for freeing the earth of the atrocities of the demons. They offered Rama boons.
And when Lord Rama chose to ask for resurrection of the Vanaras who had lost their lives helping him, he reinforced the lesson just outlined. The Vanaras served that Lord so selflessly. In return for their selfless acts of love, Lord Rama too acted with selfless love when he requested that his boon be that those Vanaras be brought back to life. In other words, the act of giving was being reciprocated.
And this is such an important lesson to remember. In fact, again in chapter 3 of Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna in shloka 12 said, Ishtan bhogan hivo devaha dasyante yajna bhavitaha taidattana pradayebhyaha yo bhungte stena eva saha. Here, the Lord says that while the gods, pleased by offerings, bestow rewards, the one who fails to use those gifts given by God to, in turn, make offerings to God is stenaha. He is a thief.
So, listeners, at every step in this gift called human life, we should offer all that we have and all that we do to God.
And this does not necessarily mean that, for example, all of your money must be offered in the donation box at the nearest temple, but set aside some of your income for such charitable activity. And when you have to use your income for more worldly purposes, for example, buying food or educating your children, do those with the Ishvara Arpanam mindset, with the mindset that this is an offering to God.
But how, you may ask, can these worldly activities be offerings to God? Well, mindset is important. If you eat in moderation, just enough to sustain this body, that in itself is a form of penance. Offer that penance and its fruit to God with a sense of gratitude, with the feeling of, Lord, you have blessed me with this human body. It is being fed to sustain it so that I may maintain my strength and good health, which in turn will allow me to be of service to you. Please accept this offering, Lord.
Or, in the case of the child that you are educating, approach such a task with the mindset that that child is not yours. Instead, view it like this: the Lord has entrusted the care of this child to me, and so I am fulfilling my role as the Lord's instrument to be used in looking after that child's needs.
Listeners, nothing that we think we own really belongs to us. It has all been gifted to us by the Lord. Most of you listening today have been blessed with the gift of functioning speech. Your voices not only work, but they work well. It is a gift which is often taken for granted because we have always had it, and so we sometimes forget to take the time to appreciate how truly fortunate we are to have been blessed with such a gift. Put that gift to good use every day by spreading the teachings of Sadguru Deva Pujya Sri Swamiji, by praising him and by praising God. Persons with mutism, some persons who have suffered brain injuries, some stroke patients, they do not enjoy this precious gift you have at your disposal daily. So use this gift well. Use it now, in fact, to worship Mother Goddess. And just like the Vanaras selflessly went to Lord Rama's aid, just like Lord Rama selflessly asked that his boon be used to restore life to those Vanaras, let us too start this week with an act of selfless love. Let us join voices in worship on behalf of those who are unable to do so. Please open the Bhajan Mala app to Bhajan ID number 382 and let us worship the goddess of speech, Saraswati Devi.
The bhajan starts by saying, O daughter-in-law of goddess Lakshmi, make us sing, O mother, reside on my tongue and dance.
ஸ்ரீலக்ஷ்மி மருமகளை பாடவையம்மா, நாவின் மேல மறந்து நடனமாடம்மா.
ஸ்ரீலக்ஷ்மி மருமகளை பாடவையம்மா, நாவின் மேல் அமர்ந்து நடனமாடம்மா.
ஸ்ரீலக்ஷ்மி மருமகளை பாடவையம்மா, நாவின் மேல மறந்து நடனமாடம்மா.
ஸ்ரீலக்ஷ்மி மருமகளை பாடவையம்மா, நாவின் மேல் அமர்ந்து நடனமாடம்மா.
வாக்தேவி வாணி வரங்களின் பிரம்மாணி,
வாக்தேவி வாணி வரங்களின் பிரம்மாணி,
வர்ணமாலை தேவி சப்த சர்வாணி,
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 ಶ್ರೀಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಿ ಮರುಮಗಳೇ ಪಾಡವಯ್ಯಮ್ಮ ನಾವಿನ್ ಮೇಲ ಮರಂದು நடன ಮಾಡಮ್ಮ ಶ್ರೀಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಿ ಮರುಮಗಳೇ ಪಾಡವಯ್ಯಮ್ಮ ನಾವಿನ್ ಮೇಲ ಮರಂದು நடன ಮಾಡಮ್ಮ മന്ദബുദ്ധിയോട് മോഹക്കടലിൽ മുഴുകി തരികെട്ട എണ്ണை அரவணை பாய்த்தாய தரிகெட்ட எண்ணெய் அரவணை பாய்த்தாய தரிகெட்ட எண்ணெய் அரவணை பாய்த்தாய ಶ್ರೀಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಿ ಮರುಮಗಳೇ ಪಾಡವಯ್ಯಮ್ಮ ನಾವಿನ್ ಮೇಲ ಮರಂದು நடன ಮಾಡಮ್ಮ ಶ್ರೀಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಿ ಮರುಮಗಳೇ ಪಾಡವಯ್ಯಮ್ಮ ನಾವಿನ್ ಮೇಲ ಮರಂದು நடன ಮಾಡಮ್ಮ வார்த்தையில் வசந்தமாய் வந்த வழிகாட்டு ஞான கங்காதேவி தத்த கலை மகளே 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 ಶ್ರೀಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಿ ಮರುಮಗಳೇ ಪಾಡವಯ್ಯಮ್ಮ ನಾವಿನ್ ಮೇಲ ಮರಂದು நடன ಮಾಡಮ್ಮ ಶ್ರೀಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಿ ಮರುಮಗಳೇ ಪಾಡವಯ್ಯಮ್ಮ ನಾವಿನ್ ಮೇಲ ಮರಂದು நடன ಮಾಡಮ್ಮ
Earlier you heard about selfless service. Parama Pujya Shri 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 Ganapati Satchidananda Swamiji, to whom you were just listening, has many disciples who emulate this dharmic trait constantly displayed by Pujya Sri Swamiji. And chief among such disciples is Pujya Appaji's second-in-command, Pujya Shri 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 Datta Vijayananda Tirtha Swamiji, also known as Sri Bala Swamiji. Pujya Sri Bala Swamiji, following in Pujya Appaji's footsteps, has also composed several bhajans. I came across the lyrics to one of those bhajans last week. The bhajan was one glorifying Pujya Appaji, and in it Sri Bala Swamiji said of Pujya Appaji, "You speak through Raga Ragini."
That word Ragini is the female equivalent of the word Raga, meaning melody. So, essentially, Sri Bala Swamiji was saying that Pujya Appaji speaks through melody. What an ingenious way to teach, to communicate with, and to reach out to devotees. Bhajans like the one you just heard, bhajans composed and rendered by Pujya Appaji, not only reveal Pujya Appaji's mastery over melody, but they also reveal his mastery over poetry and his mastery over lyrics or words.
It definitely does not go unnoticed that such a thought surfaced after worship was offered to the goddess who is described in the bhajan you just heard as the deity of eloquence, the queen of all words and sound, the alphabet and the 7 musical notes. It is through such subtleties that Pujya Appaji constantly makes his presence known. Pranams to you, Pujya Appaji. Jai Guru Datta.
Shri Guru Datta. You are tuned in to Datta Arpanam on 103.1 FM. Today's show is coming to you through the grace of Pujya Appaji and thanks to the sponsorship by Samtran Insurance Brokers Limited, Debe Supermart Limited, Valini's Drug Mart Limited and Kokie Supermart Limited. Heartfelt gratitude is extended to them all as it is to you, dear listener, for your company this morning.
The 86th shloka of Shatashloki Ramayanam, which you heard earlier in today's show, is one which, as you probably figured out already, is laden with lessons which we should adopt in our own lives. So, since today on Datta Arpanam, Datta Jayanti is being celebrated ahead of the actual celebration on December 7th, Shatashloki Ramayana study will pause there for now, and by the grace of Puja Appaji, next Sunday we can look at that 86th shloka a little more closely.
Now though, let us get today's early Datta Jayanti celebration going as we join together in chanting Sri Datta Stavam. You can find the words to this powerful stotra by entering stotra ID number 2268 on the Bhajanmala app or website.
Shri Ganeshaya Namaha, Shri Saraswati Namaha, Shri Padavallabha Narasimha Saraswati, Shri Guru Dattatreya Namaha. Dattathreyam Mahatmanam Varadam Bhaktavatsalam Prapannaartiharam Vande Smartrugami Sanovatu Deenabandhum Kripasindhum Sarvakaranakaranam Sarvarakshakaram Vande Smartrugami Sanovatu Sharanagata Deenartha Paritrana Parayanam Narayanam Vibhum Vande Smartrugami Sanovatu Sarvanarthaharam Devam Sarvamangalam Sarvakleshaharam Vande Smartrugami Sanovatu Brahmanyam Dharma Tattvajnam Bhakta Kirti Vivardhanam Bhaktabhishtabhradam Vande Smartrugami Sanovatu Shoshanam Papa Pankasya Deepanam Jnana Tejasa Tapam Prashamanam Vande Smartrugami Sanovatu Sarvaroga Prashamanam Sarva Pida Nivaranam Vipaduddharanam Vande Smartrugami Sanovatu Janma Samsara Bandhagnam Swarupanandadayakam Nishreyasapadam Vande Smartrugami Sanovatu Jayanamaya Shakkama Dhatur Dattasya Yastavam Bhoga Moksha Pradasyemam Prapatet Sakri Bhavet Shri Ganeshaya Namaha Shri Saraswati Namaha Shri Padavallabha Narasimha Saraswati Shri Guru Dattatreya Namaha.
Listeners, that prayer, Sri Datta Stavam, is one which we should all chant as many times as possible every day, at least definitely before each meal. Anyone who recites this prayer regularly can vouch for its power, but like most things in the spiritual path, to truly understand something, we must experience it. So I urge you all, if you do not already do so, make chanting of Datta Stavam a part of your daily ritual.
You are tuned in to Datta Arpanam on 103.1 FM. Today's show is coming to you through the blessings of the Avadhuta of Lord Dattatreya, Parama Puja Shri 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 Ganapati Satchidananda Swamiji, and through the sponsorship by some of his helpers, Samtran Insurance Brokers Limited, Debe Supermart Limited, Valini's Drug Mart Limited, and Koke Supermart Limited. Today on Datta Arpanam, Datta Jayanti or Dattatreya Jayanti, which actually falls on December 7th this year, is being celebrated.
It was on the full moon day of the Hindu month of Margashirsha when Lord Dattatreya incarnated. This timing, in other words, that full moon timing, signifies the wholeness or the completeness of his incarnation. After all, that incarnation is the result of the uniting of the forms of the three major gods, Lord Brahma, Lord Vishnu, and Lord Shiva.
Datta Jayanti is such a very auspicious day. Sri Krishna Bhagavan himself gave a clue as to how important a day this is when, in the 35th shloka of the 10th chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, he said, Brahat Samatatha Samnam Gayatri Chandasamaham Masana Margashirshoham Ritunam Kusumakaraha. Masana Margashirshoham. Here, Sri Krishna says that of the months, he is the month of Margashirsha.
Pujya Appaji has said that the single speciality of the month of Margashirsha is Dattatreya Jayanti. It is because of the greatness of that day that Lord Krishna has declared that among the months, he is Margashirsha.
The day on which the moon and the Margashirsha star come together is the full moon day. The full moon day of the month of Margashirsha is a day when the animal tendencies in the head of man are removed. It is Lord Dattatreya who does this, says Pujya Appaji, the present day Avadhuta of Lord Dattatreya.
As an offering of gratitude to that ever so compassionate Lord, let us join together in worshipping him through song.
Sri Guru Datta, Jai Guru Datta, Sri Guru Datta, Datta तुम्हारी माता पिता, तुम्हारी मेरे बंधु सखा,
दत्ता तुम्हारी माता पिता, तुम्हारी मेरे बंधु सखा,
चरण शरण मुझको देना अपनी कृपा से,
चरण शरण मुझको देना अपनी कृपा से,
दत्ता तुम्हारी माता पिता, तुम्हारी मेरे बंधु सखा,
दत्ता तुम्हारी माता पिता, तुम्हारी मेरे बंधु सखा,
चरण शरण मुझको देना अपनी कृपा से,
चरण शरण मुझको देना अपनी कृपा से।
तुम्हारी दीन दाता जग के आदि जग के अंत, दत्त तुम्हारी दीन दाता जग के आदि जग के अंत, चरण शरण मुझको देना अपनी कृपा से,
चरण शरण मुझको देना अपनी कृपा से,
दत्त तुम्हारी माता पिता, तुम्हारी मेरे
बंधु सखा, दत्त तुम्हारी माता पिता, तुम्हारी मेरे बंधु सखा, चरण शरण मुझको देना अपनी कृपा से, चरण शरण मुझको देना अपनी कृपा से।
तुम्हारी विष्णु तुम्हारी महादेव तुम्हारी प्रभु, ब्रह्म तुम्हारी विष्णु तुम्हारी महादेव तुम्हारी प्रभु, चरण शरण मुझको देना अपनी कृपा से,
चरण शरण मुझको देना अपनी कृपा से, दत्ता तुम्हारी माता पिता,
तुम्हारी मेरे बंधु सखा,
दत्ता तुम्हारी माता पिता, तुम्हारी मेरे बंधु सखा, चरण शरण मुझको देना अपनी कृपा से, चरण शरण मुझको देना अपनी कृपा से।
पतित पावन भक्तों के जीवन धन, सच्चिदानंद पतित पावन भक्तों के जीवन धन, भक्तों के जीवन धन। शरण शरण मुझको देना अपनी कृपा से,
शरण शरण मुझको देना अपनी कृपा से। दत्ता तुम ही माता पिता, तुम ही मेरे बंधु सखा। दत्ता तुम ही माता पिता, तुम ही मेरे बंधु सखा। शरण शरण मुझको देना अपनी कृपा से, शरण शरण मुझको देना अपनी कृपा से,
अपनी कृपा
से अपनी कृपा।
दिगंबरा दिगंबरा जय गुरुदत्ता दिगंबरा, 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 दिगंबरा दिगंबरा जय गुरुदत्ता दिगंबरा। हरि गुरुदत्ता दिगंबरा जय गुरुदत्ता दिगंबरा, 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 दिगंबरा दिगंबरा जय गुरुदत्ता दिगंबरा, दिगंबरा ಅನುದಿನ ನಿನ್ನಯ ಧ್ಯಾನವ ಮಾಡುವೆ, ನನ್ನಯ ವ್ಯಥೆಯನ್ನು ದೂರ ಮಾಡು. ಅನುದಿನ ನಿನ್ನಯ ಧ್ಯಾನವ ಮಾಡುವೆ, ನನ್ನಯ ವ್ಯಥೆಯನ್ನು ದೂರ ಮಾಡು. ಅನುದಿನ ನಿನ್ನಯ ಧ್ಯಾನವ ಮಾಡುವೆ, ನನ್ನಯ ವ್ಯಥೆಯನ್ನು ದೂರ ಮಾಡು. ದಿಗಂಬರ ಜಯ ಗುರುದತ್ತ ದಿಗಂಬರ, ದಿಗಂಬರ ಜಯ ಗುರುದತ್ತ ದಿಗಂಬರ. ರಘುವರ ರಾಮದತ್ತನು ನೀನೆ, ಶ್ರೀಗರಿ ರಾಧಾ ಕೃಷ್ಣನು ನೀನೆ. ರಘುವರ ರಾಮದತ್ತನು ನೀನೆ, ಹರೇ ಹರೇ ರಾಮದತ್ತನು ನೀನೆ, ಶ್ರೀಗರಿ ದತ್ತ ದತ್ತ ದಿಗಂಬರ, ದಿಗಂಬರ ಗುರುದತ್ತ ದಿಗಂಬರ. ರಘುವರ ರಾಮದತ್ತನು ನೀನೆ, ಶ್ರೀಗರಿ ರಾಧಾ ಕೃಷ್ಣನು ನೀನೆ. ರಘುವರ ರಾಮದತ್ತನು ನೀನೆ, ಶ್ರೀಗರಿ ರಾಧಾ ಕೃಷ್ಣನು ನೀನೆ. ದಿಗಂಬರ ದಿಗಂಬರ ಜಯ ಗುರುದತ್ತ ದಿಗಂಬರ, ದಿಗಂಬರ ಗಣಗಾಪುರದ ದತ್ತನು ನೀನೇ, ದತ್ತ ದತ್ತ ಗಣಗಾಪುರದ ದತ್ತನು ನೀನೇ, ಪೀಠಾಪುರದ ಶಕ್ತಿಯೂ ನೀನೇ. ಗಣಗಾಪುರದ ದತ್ತನು ನೀನೆ, ಪೀಠಾಪುರದ ಶಕ್ತಿಯು ನೀನೆ. ಗಣಗಾಪುರದ ದತ್ತನು ನೀನೆ, ಪೀಠಾಪುರದ ಶಕ್ತಿಯು ನೀನೆ. ದಿಗಂಬರ ದಿಗಂಬರ ಜಯ ಗುರುದತ್ತ ದಿಗಂಬರ, ದಿಗಂಬರ ದಿಗಂಬರ ಅನಘಾ ಮಾತೆಯ ಯೋಗವು ನೀನೇ, ಸಿದ್ಧಿಯ ಕೊಡುವನು ನೀನೇ, ಮಾತೆಯ ಯೋಗವು ನೀನೆ, ಅಷ್ಟ ಸಿದ್ಧಿಯ ಕೊಡುವನು ನೀನೇ. ದಿಗಂಬರ ದಿಗಂಬರ ಅವಧೂತ ಹರಿಹರ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮನು ನೀನೆ, ಸಚ್ಚಿದಾನಂದ ಗಣಪತಿ ನೀನೆ. ಅವಧೂತ ಹರಿಹರ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮನು ನೀನೆ, ಸಚ್ಚಿದಾನಂದ ಗಣಪತಿ ನೀನೆ. ದಿಗಂಬರ ದಿಗಂಬರ ಹರೇ ಹೇ ದಿಗಂಬರ 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 ಜಯ ಗುರುದತ್ತ ದಿಗಂಬರ ಹೇ ದಿಗಂಬರ ದಿಗಂಬರ ಜಯ ಗುರುದತ್ತ ದಿಗಂಬರ ಹೇ ಜಯ ಗುರು ದಿಗಂಬರ ಜಯ ಗುರು ಜಯ ಗುರು ಜಯ ಗುರು ಜಯ ಜಯ ಗುರು ಜಯ ಗುರು ಜಯ ಗುರು ಹರೇ ದಿಗಂಬರ ದಿಗಂಬರ ಜಯ ಗುರುದತ್ತ ದಿಗಂಬರ ಹೇ ದಿಗಂಬರ ದಿಗಂಬರ ಜಯ ಗುರುದತ್ತ ದಿಗಂಬರ 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 ಜಯ ಗುರುದತ್ತ ದಿಗಂಬರ 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 ಜಯ ಗುರುದತ್ತ ದಿಗಂಬರ ಹೇ ದಿಗಂಬರ 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 ಜಯ ಗುರುದತ್ತ 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 ದಿಗಂಬರ ಜಯ ಗುರುದತ್ತ ದಿಗಂಬರ ಜಯ ಗುರುದತ್ತ ದಿಗಂಬರ ಜಯ ಗುರುದತ್ತ ದಿಗಂಬರ. మాలా కమండలుల సేకరణీచలామా డమరు త్రిశూలవచలాకరమా విరాజే ऊंचाद्विहस्तकमले शुभ शङ्खचक्रशोभे एवानमो विधिहरीश स्वरूपदत्ता. योगेश्वर दत्त दयाळ तुझयत जगमां प्रतिपाळ. अत्र न सूर्या करी निमित्त प्रगट्यो जग कारण निश्चित. ब्रह्मा हरिहरनो अवतार शरणागतनो तारणहार. अंतर्यामी सच्चित सुख बकार सद्गुरु द्विभुज सुमुख. जोड़ी अन्नपूर्णा करमाख शांति कमंडल कर सोहाय. क्याय चतुर्भुज षड्भुज सार अनंत बाहु तू निर्धार. आव्यो शरणे बाळ अजान ऊठ दिगंबर चाಳ್ಯ प्राण. सुनी अर्जुन केरो साध रिज्यो पूर्वे तू साक्षात. धीरिद्धि रिद्धि सिद्धि अपार अंते मुक्ति महापद सार कीधो आजे के विलंब तुझे बिन मुझने ना आलंब विष्णु शर्म द्विजतार्यो येम जम्यो श्राद्ध माम तेखी प्रेम जम्ब दैत्यथी त्रास्या देव कीधि मघेरत त्याम तथखेव विस्तारे मायादिति सुत इंद्र करे घाणाव्योतुर्त एवी लीला कई कई सर्व कीधि वर्णवे कोते सर्व दोड्या आयु सुतने काम कीधो गेने ते निष्काम बोध्याय दुने परशुराम साध्य देव प्रहलाद अकाम एवी तारी कृपा अगाध केम सुने ना मारो साध दोड़ अंत ना देव अनंत माकर अधवच शिशुनो अंत जोगी द्विज श्री केरो स्नेह कयो पुत्र तु निस्संदेह स्मृतगामी कलितार कृपाल कार्यो धोबी छेक गमार पेट पीडती तार्यो विप्र ब्राह्मण शेठ उगार्यो क्षिप्र करे के मना मारी वार जो आणी गमये कजवार शुष्क काष्टने आण्या पत्र तयो के उदासीन अत्र जर्जर वंध्या केरा स्वप्ने कर्य सफलते सुतना कृत्ना करी दूर ब्राह्मणनो कोड सीधा पूर्ण ये ना कोड वंध्या बे सुदुजबी देव हरियुदरिद्र ते थत खेव झालर काईने रिज्यो येम दीधो सुवर्ण घट सब प्रेम ब्राह्मण स्त्रीनो मृत भरथार किधो सजीवन ते निर्धार पिशाच पीड़ा की धी दूर विप्रपुत्र मूटाड्यो शूर हरि विप्रमद अंत्य जहात रक्ष्यो भक्त त्रिविक्रमतात निमेष मात्रे तंतुकयेक पहुंचाड्यो श्री शैले देख ये की साथे 8 स्वरूप धरी देव बहुरूप अरूप संतोष्या निज भक्त सुजात आपी परचा हो साक्षात यवन राजनी ठाड़ी पीड़ जात पतनी तने न छीड़ राम कृष्ण रूपे तेयेम कीधी लीला हो कैतेम तार्या पत्तर गणिका व्याध पशु पंकिपण तुजने साध अधमोद्धारण तारूनाम गात सरेन शाशाकाम आदि व्याधि उपाधि सर्वे टळे स्मरण मात्राथी सर्वे मूठ छोट ना लागे जान पामे नर स्मरणे निर्वाण ठाकण शाकण भेसासुर भूत पिचाचो जंद असुर नासे मुट्ठी दयिने तूर्त दत्त धून सांबळता मूर्त करी धूप गाये जयेम दत्त भावनी आस प्रेम सुधरे तेना भन्ने लोक रघेन तेने क्या ये शोक दासी सिद्धि तेनी थाय दुख दरिद्र तेनाम जाय भावन गुरुवारे नितनेम करे पाठ भावन सप्रेम यथावकाशे नित्य नियम तेने कदीन दंडेयम अनेक रूपे गेज अभंग भजत नडे न माया रंग सहस्र नामे नामी एक दत्त दिगंबर असंग छेक वंदू तुझने वारंवार वेद स्वसतारा निरधार ठाके वर्णवताज्यांशे को नरांकहु बहुकृत वेश अनुभव तृप्ति नो उद्गार सुनी घसे ते खासे मार तपसी तत्वमसी ये देव बोलो जय जय श्री गुरुदेव बोलो जय जय श्री गुरुदेव बोलो जय जय श्री गुरुदेव श्री गुरुदेव श्री गुरुदेव श्री गुरुदेव।
Happy Datta Jayanti to one and all. Listeners, on today's show, you've been hearing about the importance of selfless service, about the importance of dedicating one's actions and one's life to God. With this in mind, we would like to take a moment to acknowledge the recent passing of the manager of Datta Yoga Center, Trinidad and Tobago, Mr. Prem Adesh Musai. Mr. Musai was a stalwart in Puja Appaji's mission in Trinidad and Tobago. Most will remember him as always being busy, always doing something in the service of Puja Sri Swamiji. He lived his life emulating the lessons learnt on today's show. And though physically he may no longer be with us, he continues to be an inspiration for devotees locally and abroad. He will be missed. May Puja Sri Swamiji bless that soul, and may he bless the family of Mr. Musai, that they may find the courage, the strength, and the faith to cope in this difficult time. And now, as today's episode of Datta Arpanam approaches its end, pranams and gratitude are offered at the divine feet of the Avadhuta of Lord Dattatreya, beloved Sadguru Deva, Parama Pujya Shri 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 Ganapati Satchidananda Swamiji, without whose teachings, compassion, love, guidance and music, this show would not exist.
Pranams to you, Puja Appaji. Kindly forgive any errors which may have been committed in preparing or in sharing today's show, and please guide us to avoid such errors in the future.
Special thanks are extended to the staff at 103.1 FM and to the sponsors of Datta Arpanam, Samtran Insurance Brokers Limited, Debe Supermart Limited, Valini's Drug Mart Limited, and Kokie Supermart Limited. And of course, dear listener, heartfelt gratitude goes out to you for sharing your Sunday morning with us.
Remember, if you would like to listen to today's show again, the podcast will be uploaded to 103.1 FM's website and to Datta Arpanam's Facebook page tomorrow, Monday by 6 p.m. Atlantic Standard Time. To access it on the radio station's website, visit www.103fm.tt, click on Podcasts and scroll down to Datta Arpanam. The link to the podcast will also be shared on the Datta Arpanam Facebook page.
Once again, you are reminded that Parama Pujya Sri Swamiji is scheduled to visit Trinidad from April 1st, 2023. So do not miss out on the opportunity to be in the physical presence of an Avadhuta of such greatness.
As more details become available, we will be sure to keep you posted. For now though, you are invited to please tune in to 103.1 FM again next Sunday at 6 a.m. Atlantic Standard Time for another episode of Datta Arpanam, a showcase of the life, music, and teachings of His Holiness Parama Pujya Shri 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 Ganapati Satchidananda Swamiji. Have a blessed week, everyone. Happy Datta Jayanti. Jai Guru Datta.
Happy Datta Jayanti, Shri Guru Datta. Harihi Om Tat Sat.
दत्ता तू ही विधि तू ही विधान हर मुश्किल को कर आसान
दत्ता तू ही विधि तू
तू ही विधान, हर मुश्किल को कर आसान।
दाता तू ही विधि तू ही विधान, हर मुश्किल को कर आसान।
दत्ता तू ही विधि तू ही विधान, हर मुश्किल को कर आसान।
दाता तू ही विधि
तू ही विधान,
हर मुश्किल को कर
आसान।
दाता तू ही विधि
तू ही विधान,
हर मुश्किल को कर
आसान। दत्तात्रेय के रूप में तू,
दत्तात्रेय के रूप में तू,
सह्याद्री पर विराजमान।
सह्याद्री पर विराजमान।
अनघा योग माँ के संग,
अनघा योग माँ के संग,
अष्ट सिद्धि का दे वरदान।
अष्ट सिद्धि का दे वरदान।
दत्ता तू ही विधि तू ही विधान, हर मुश्किल को कर आसान।
दाता तू ही विधि तू ही विधान, हर मुश्किल को कर आसान।
तू ही सुंदर तू बलवान,
तू ही सुंदर तू बलवान,
तू ही निधि है तू धनवान।
तू ही निधि है तू धनवान,
तू ही निर्मल ज्ञान की कान,
तू ही निर्मल ज्ञान की दान,
तू ही देवोत्तम गुणवान।
तू ही देवोत्तम
गुणवान दत्ता तू ही विधि तू ही विधान, हर मुश्किल को कर आसान।
दाता तू ही विधि तू ही विधान, हर मुश्किल को कर आसान।
मानव हो या दानव हो,
मानव हो या दानव हो,
ऋषि मुनि नरपति सुरपति हो,
ऋषि मुनि नरपति सुरपति हो,
तेरी शरण में आए जो,
तेरी शरण में
आए जो, सच्चिदानंद को पाए वो।
सच्चिदानंद को पाए वो। दाता तू ही विधि तू ही विधान, हर मुश्किल को कर आसान।
जय गुरुदत्ता श्री गुरुदत्ता, जय गुरुदत्ता श्री गुरुदत्ता,
जय गुरुदत्ता श्री गुरुदत्ता, जय गुरुदत्ता श्री गुरुदत्ता,
जय गुरुदत्ता श्री गुरुदत्ता,
जय गुरुदत्ता श्री गुरुदत्ता,
जय गुरुदत्ता श्री गुरुदत्ता,
जय गुरुदत्ता श्री गुरुदत्ता,
जय गुरुदत्ता श्री गुरुदत्ता,
जय गुरुदत्ता श्री गुरुदत्ता,
जय गुरुदत्ता श्री गुरुदत्ता,
जय गुरुदत्ता श्री गुरुदत्ता,
जय गुरुदत्ता श्री गुरुदत्ता,
जय गुरुदत्ता श्री गुरुदत्ता,
जय गुरुदत्ता श्री गुरुदत्ता, दत्ता 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 दत्ता, जय गुरुदत्ता श्री गुरुदत्ता, 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 श्री गुरुदत्ता। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम तत्सत।